Hi, hello everyone, welcome into my channel. My name is Jer, and on my weekly Drag Race podcast, we just finished up talking about Drag Race All-Stars 6. And throughout the entire series, we kept talking about the different lip sync assassins and how some of them felt like they would perform better in maybe a different song and provide a little more of a challenge for the contestants, or just generally be a better fit for that lip sync song. And since I absolutely love an AU, today I'm going to be reordering every one of the season 6 lip sync assassins. Keep in mind that these are my preferences and what I would like to see, so we will be going through these one by one and figuring out where each one of them should land, in my homosexual humble opinion. Alright, so let's get into this. I have ordered everyone here, and I had to kind of make it a little squishy so that it would all make sense as the video is going, so bear in mind the format right now. So let me just get a few of these knocked out of the way, because there is no way in good conscience that some of them cannot exist in their original formats. Laganja in particular always has to be in physical in any universe. It just makes sense. She obliterated this song, not only with her thoughtful look, but also practicing the choreography and taking time to evaluate every single step she was going to do before getting there, really making sure that it was a crisp and clean performance. And I don't think anyone else could have done it like Ganja did. I think it makes the most sense that Jaida is in the finale, having a winner getting ready to be with another winner. Plus, I just don't think anyone else in this group would do good golly Miss Molly any justice. And finally, my own personal bias, Alexis Mateo. If I'm being realistic, I really don't see any of these other divas doing well in Dance Again by JLo, and this was made for her. We could not miss out on that opportunity. Not in any universe. So now let's clean up the placements of some of these other ones. I loved Brooke's performance, but I think it's a crime to have a Janet Jackson song and not have Coco Montrese, well-known Janet impersonator, not get to perform Janet on the main stage. Considering we've never gotten to see it on Drag Race proper, it would be so badass to have had Coco in that placement. And I think it just makes sense. There are a couple songs on this playlist that I think were just not super synergistic with the majority of the cast, and that includes the lip sync assassin roster. I think the most blaring song in here that doesn't work with really anybody that was left in this lineup is Sugar Walls by Sheena Easton. And I think there's one particular contestant that would actually be able to do well here and keep up with what Ginger did. Because let's be real, Ginger did dog walk that lip sync. And I think that contestant is Manila. I think All Stars 1 really proved that Manila is not good at lip syncing to specific songs. When she went home too nasty, her forte is in songs that you can put a comedy twist on. And that would have been a much more dynamic performance considering that Dirrty was a little bit of a massacre. She simply could not keep up with Kylie. And I imagine with really anybody else that was on that list other than Pandora, I don't see Manila being able to beat anyone. And the goal of a lip sync assassin is to provide a challenge. And Manila sort of just bopped up and down. Therefore, I'm locking Manila in for Sugar Walls. And I think that would just be a funny performance. Manila thrives in a position where she can be funny. And while she did great in How Will I Know, that was a more power ballad style, something she could be flirty and fun with. But it didn't require a lot of hard choreography. A great example of the bitches back in All Stars 4. Manila just could not keep up with Mo. And that was the second nail in the coffin that showed that Manila's forte is in a very specific style of lip sync. Next, I want to tackle Dirty by Christina Aguilera, because in my opinion, I think Brooke would do quite well here. And Cameron, I think, would do quite well. I think that even Jessica could give this song a run for its money. And I think that trio would be strong in Womanizer or Boom Clap. So who gets Dirty? Because this isn't quite the style of song that Mayhem or Heidi would excel in. And to be honest, I don't think that Mayhem excelled in Phone. I think she did fine, but I don't think it was the style of song that was best suited for her. I think I want to immediately lock Heidi into Phone, because that does seem the style of song that she would be able to do a strong, high dance number style lip sync that Heidi is very good at doing. And in my humblest opinion, a Christina song seems well tailored to Brooke's lip sync style, especially because the choreography would be similar in nature to what she did with that Janet song. She would have the right energy for it. And Brooke is one of those girlies I think that could go anywhere on this roster, and I think she would outperform anybody. But Dirty is kind of a difficult song, and I think Brooke and Cameron would be one of the few that would actually be able to keep up. So with just 3 songs left, I have to be a little more discerning here. Cameron did a great job in Boom Clap. But controversially, I think this would be a song that Mayhem would knock out. It has the right beat, it's got the right tempo. I could see her being able to get the energy up in the room. And in this particular costume, I think it is something that she would be able to perform well in, because it doesn't require a lot of movement. And Mayhem is not necessarily a very physical performer, but she's great at the visuals. She's great at her facial expressions. And I think Womanizer would be a little too manic, and I think she might go in the eye-opening route and maybe overdo it in the same way that Jan overdid the robot thing. And I think Uptown Funk is a strong suit for Mayhem, but I think it might be a little too masculine for her. Therefore, I'm gonna controversially stick Mayhem in Boom Clap. And the way I feel like she would eat in this lip sync, and so that brings me to Womanizer, because really the hardest song in this is Uptown Funk. And I think of this group, being realistic, Coco and Cameron would be one of the only two that could take on this song. Coco just understands musicality and understands her body and knows how to perform like a professional. Cameron is captivating and knows how to draw you in with her movements, with her body positioning, and with her facial expressions. I don't think anybody in this group could have done it like those two. Therefore, Cameron is our opening lip syncer for the season, opening with Uptown Funk, and is just as well known of a lip sync assassin as Coco Montrese is, so it sets the season up to be strong. And that leaves Jessica Wilde back into Womanizer. Because as I was redoing this list, I thought, who could do this? I think Laganja would be a great fit for just about anything, but physical has to be hers. It just has to be. Jessica obviously obliterated this song. I think that Brooke would justifiably do well here because she is that girl. I could even see Alexis Mateo performing well in this song. And I think realistically, Jaida would be able to do a great job in this song too. But at the end of the day, Jessica makes the most sense. And this has been my alternate universe for how I would have restructured each one of the All-Star 6 lip sync assassins. Let me know who you would have liked to have seen in the various lip sync songs this season. I will be eagerly awaiting those responses in the comments below, and make sure to be respectful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all on the flip.
That's the end.